Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's Calorie Crush, and I think it's week 14. It's week 14 of the second year. Year 2, week 14. I've done 1 year and 14 weeks. Last week, you may remember, I had a shocking week of just bread. All of the bread, all of the cake, all of the white flour, all of the baked goods. The only thing that I haven't really fallen back into since changing the way that I eat, or at least trying to, is pastry. And I think that's because I know that way madness lies. I think I know that if I go back to, I love pastry. I love pies and sausage rolls. Pastry, I love pastry. I love baked goods. And I haven't fallen back down that rabbit hole yet. But cake and bread, as you know, I had a shocking week. And when I recorded last week's Calorie Crush on the Monday, I was not feeling at my best in any way. I wasn't feeling emotionally good. I wasn't feeling physically good. I was sluggish. I was just literally, you could have summed me up with blur. That continued throughout Monday. Monday I was not in a good mood, not in a good place. And Tuesday, although I was in a better mood and was having a much better day, I still did not eat particularly well. Tuesday went down to Caroline's, and I think that was that kind of holiday mode. I'm away, you know, and it's only 1 day. I did pull it back for Wednesday. I woke up on the Wednesday morning and went, you need to sort this because you've now had 2 terrible days. You need to pull this back. And I did. I did pull it back. I have had, since Tuesday, Wednesday onwards, I have had an excellent week. And my brain has been in a better place to deal with it. We've had brighter days, admittedly. Every now and again, somebody in the comments says, have you considered that you may have SAD, seasonal affective disorder? I do. I do have it. I don't need to consider it. I already know I have it. I experience mild seasonal affective disorder every year. It is so mild that I don't do anything about it apart from go, oh, this is shit. And occasionally I sit under a daylight bulb, and that's about it. I try and get out as much during the day as I can. Things like walking the dogs in daylight rather than taking them after dark, all of that. I try and get the daylight hours, and I am taking vitamin D. That's something else people keep suggesting you should take. I do take vitamin D. I do take a multivitamin as well as the vitamin D, so I'm definitely getting enough of that. But yes, it is something I experience. I refuse to say suffer. I do experience mild SAD, and that I am dealing with it. But this week we've had brighter days. We have not had very much grey weather. We've had blue skies and sunshine. It's bloody cold, but the weather has been much more cheerful. And as a result, I am much more cheerful. As a result of that, I am less leaning towards the comfort foods of bread and cakes and stodge. I have eaten multiple vegetables this week. I've been back on the salads. I really have got to learn. Just out of interest, people in the chat, if you were cooking cabbage for one person, how much cabbage would you start with to cook? Because I always assume that cabbage shrinks and disappears as you cook it. And then as one of my meals this week illustrated, it really didn't shrink and disappear. I just ended up with a lifetime's worth of cabbage on my plate. Which I ate because it's cabbage, it's very, very, very low in calories, it's very good for you. But by the time I'd eaten it all, I was a bit like, oh, I'm a bit cabbaged out now. So just out of interest, if you were going to cook cabbage for one, how much of the head of cabbage do you think you would put in the pan to begin with? I'm going to get this right. I'm going to crack cabbage if it kills me. I like cabbage, I like broccoli, there's a lot of vegetables that I'm not that keen on. I don't like anything that squeaks on your teeth, so I don't like runner beans, I don't like sugar snap peas, anything that, but I'm trying. And like I said, I've been back on the salads this week and snacking less, and really, really steering away from bread. I haven't successfully avoided bread all week, but I've really made a concerted effort to stay away from bread. Bread alone does not make you fat. However, bread absolutely causes me to bloat, as we saw last week when I was basically Humpty Dumpty. The bloating has gone down this week. Last week I was an egg. This week I'm not quite so bad. So yeah, the bloating's gone down. I feel better. I feel more energised. I've got a gym routine back in my schedule. I feel better. Have a look at my food diary. You can see where the food changes occurred this week and what's different from last week if you're interested. If not, skip to the end. I'll jump on the scales. I didn't have breakfast on Monday, but I made up for that by eating 1,378 calories at lunchtime on a McDonald's double Big Mac meal. My burger did not look like this. This is a Google image, and mine was considerably more squashed and not very nice. My evening meal was Fast 800 chicken tagine with broccoli, carrots and roast potatoes for a total of 804 calories. Tuesday breakfast, TESCO tuna sandwich with 2 boiled eggs that come as part of the meal deal and a Reese's tree. Tuesday lunch was Wetherspoons, steak and salad with chicken bites and halloumi fries, 1,414 calories. Tuesday dinner was homemade lasagna with garlic bread, followed by strawberries and meringue and squirty cream, 1,027 calories, and my snacks on Tuesday were jam donuts, some ready salted crisps, a couple of chocolates and some popcorn, 762 calories. Wednesday's breakfast was a Wetherspoons small breakfast, 460 calories. Lunch was a chicken wrap and serene snack pack, 471 calories. And for my evening meal at Bingo, I had a portion of cottage pie with a side salad for 522 calories. Breakfast on Thursday is a fried egg on a piece of toast with butter. I just had half of this, it was 127 calories. She's just had the other half. Lunch on Thursday was a carvery dinner, 717 calories. Dinner at the pub was a chicken wrap, 631 calories. No breakfast on Friday, but a very early lunch. We were in the pub for lunch at 12 and I had a chicken mix, which is chicken, salad and corn on the cob, 505 calories. 30 grams of these Walker's Sensational Lime Coriander Crisps are 146 calories. Evening meal is an M&S stone-baked pizza. This is about 378, I think. And then I've got a massive pile of iceberg lettuce with cucumber, tomato and red onion. I've got 20 grams of Heinz light mayo and 5 grams of onion bits and a tiny little bag of Cathedral City Nibbles cheesy things. Breakfast on Saturday is something I haven't had for ages, so long that I've forgotten what the quantities had to be to make it. I've got Protein World Skinny Waffle Mix with strawberries and choc shop. 233 calories. Saturday lunch, I've got 2 of the Iceland Peri Peri chicken skewers with a pile of iceberg lettuce, cucumber, tomato and some red onion. I've got 25 grams of light mayo and 15 grams of Crucial's mint sauce. 469 calories. I've got a Dairy Milk little bar for 96 calories. Cinema snacks, Monster Munch and a KitKat, 406 calories. Evening meal, Morrison's braised beef ready meal with added cabbage and carrots, followed by ice cream. 585 calories altogether. Saturday breakfast. There were no sausages or mushrooms when we went at the first time, so I had to go back for those, which is why there's 2 pictures of my plate, one when I've added the sausage and mushrooms. Total breakfast 618 calories. Sunday lunch was turkey with Yorkshire pudding, roast potatoes, carrots, broccoli, red cabbage and stuffing, total of 787 calories. Evening snacks, Dairy Lee Dunker 108 calories, a Saint bar 97 calories and later I had a Dairy Milk little bar for 96 calories. Last week I weighed 280 pounds. It's Monday. Focus. It's scales time. Oh, and I've done my toenails finally. It's been weeks. 277.4. That rounds up to 277.5, which means I've lost 2.5 pounds. Hurrah! I think my feelings of positivity paid off there. You know, I knew I felt better. I knew I'd done better, and sure enough, I have lost 2.5 pounds. That's the 2 pounds that I gained last week gone. I knew some of that was water retention because I knew I hadn't eaten enough excess calories to gain 2 pounds of actual fat. But it's still, you know, it shows on the scales. It shows on the scales. So yeah, I've lost that 2 pounds plus another ½ pound. So yay for that. I'm going to add my little 2.5s onto my board. There we go. Total weight loss now of 7 stone, 4.5 pounds. It's creeping. Yes, it's gradual. Yes, it's slow. It's going to be. I've lost 7 stone and I lost that relatively quickly. I was 6 stone in the first 6 months or so, didn't I? And then the next stone and a bit has taken another 6 months. It is going to be slow progress because obviously I'm not as motivated as I was in the beginning. I was motivated in the beginning by the fact that I felt awful. I was in pain all the time. I couldn't move and my clothes didn't fit. Now that those motivations have gone, I don't feel awful. I can move. My clothes do fit. I can buy smaller clothes. I'm not in pain all the time. I need to find new motivations to keep going. I could just go, that's it, I've done it, I've done what I set out to do. I'm no longer in pain, I can buy clothes in the supermarket, there we go, we're done. But I don't feel like I'm done. But I do need to find new motivations to carry on with what is now going to be a slog. The rapid dash that you do when you first start losing weight is over. And the forcing yourself to continue is here now. The facing the fact that this is going to be a battle for the rest of my life, and that I don't want to fight it. So I'm a reluctant soldier in this battle. Getting some very mixed metaphors going on. I'm not giving up. I'm still going on. I'm not done yet. I am not where I would like to be. But some of the prime motivating factors have now been removed, and that makes it slightly more tedious to go on. I will still be going on. Excuse Putin and Trump, by the way. I might have to pack them away. They're a bit disturbing frowning down upon me, aren't they? There's no activities or excursions or anything planned for this week that should pose any kind of issue. And to be fair, looking at my problem areas, it's not always activities and excursions that are the problem. Sometimes it's me being at home and being bored, or quite often being bloody upset about something, being miserable, having somebody annoy me, having something said that sticks with me. Sends me off the rails. We have very much discovered over the last year that I am an emotional eater and I'm a comfort eater. So we all have different reasons we eat, don't we? Emotions, comfort, boredom, rewarding oneself. I have a lot of those things, a lot of little bits of that, you know. There's all sorts of reasons why I eat crap, and it's partly as well because I don't have the other vices that some people lean on. I'm actually considering getting a vape. Not one with any nicotine or tar in it, because I am a non-smoker. So to take up a vape that contained nicotine or tar would be a really daft thing to do. But you can get some that are literally just a fruity mist, aren't they? I don't even know what it is. I feel like perhaps I might benefit from having a habit that isn't detrimental. So the reason this came about was that on Friday, when something had affected my mood, I said to Natalie, I wish I still smoked, because at this point I'd go and have a fag, and instead what I want to do is to go and have a bar of Galaxy. And so this came about. I gave up smoking a long time ago. I gave up smoking, I was 25 coming up 26, and now I'm 48. So 22 years ago I gave up smoking. The urge to have a cigarette never really goes, which is very odd. The urge to, I think when you have a cigarette you do a deep breath, and yes, what you're breathing is not healthy, but it has that calming effect. I've tried deep breathing, that doesn't make a lot of difference to me, but I did wonder if a vape might A, give me something that I could lean on in times of stress, and B, give me something to do with my hands to stop me putting food in my mouth. I don't know, it's only a consideration. I would welcome your thoughts on that in the comments. As I say, I would not use one that has nicotine or tar in, I would use one that's purely mist. And I don't know how I'd get on with it because I've never tried one. But let me know what you think of that. I am sure that a lot of you guys in my comments who are trying to lose weight are perhaps smokers, so maybe you find that smoking helps, or maybe you are ex-smokers and you find that you eat more since you gave up, because that's a definite, you know, once we give up smoking we look for something else to do to fill that void. Again, another thing I don't do is I don't drink. So for a lot of people, if they've had a stressful day or something's upset and they go, well, I'll have a glass of wine and I'll feel better. Now, I'm not suggesting that that's right or wrong in any way. I don't have any judgmental opinions about whether you should or should not drink. I don't drink because it physically disagrees with me on a grand scale. But it does mean that that's another thing that I can't turn to. And so all of these, I turn to food. For all of these things that other people maybe you turn to a partner for comfort, I turn to food. Maybe you turn to cigarettes for stress relief, I turn to food. Maybe you have a glass of wine to unwind, I turn to food. Food is my replacement for so many of the other little things in life that we lean on, and it can't be. It can't be. I've rambled a bit, but again, perhaps it's giving you a little bit more insight into why I eat the way I eat and what I eat, and the battle that I face with myself over it all the time. I'm very pleased with this week's result. I'm very pleased with the £2 gone from last week. I wasn't very happy to have got back on board, and half a pound to follow. I'm okay with that. That's all good in the hood. I'm feeling positive for the week ahead. Like I said, nothing much coming up to challenge me. So only me to deal with. Only got to fight myself as usual. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with week 15. Take care. Bye for now.